So I still have the scars from little fluffy penguins. My name is Marcelle McManus, and I am a Professor of Energy and Environmental Engineering, and I'm based at the University of Bath, and I am one of IDRIC's research co-directors. As we move away from fossil fuels, industry needs to change because we have relied on fossil fuels which are very energy dense to enable us to make things. So we can make steel, we can make materials. As we need to decarbonise quickly, we need to understand how we can do this better without these fossil fuels. So IDRIC's looking at how we can change these processes and also looking at how we can capture that carbon that's being emitted as a result of these processes and turn those into different materials or to capture them so that we can reduce the amount of carbon dioxide going up into the atmosphere. The environment and sustainability has always been something that I am passionate about. When I was at school, I was fascinated with environmental science and understanding particularly some of the impacts associated with deforestation in Brazil. And okay, I'm not working in the Amazon and I'm not working in rainforest, but a lot of the work I do in biofuels and bioenergy, there's clear implications associated with land use change. And I just really want to understand the truth behind all of this and try and work out how we can minimise all of this impact and what we can do to help us move away from the fossil fuels and the petrochemicals that we have been using and have got us to this point. I had a geography teacher who was really inspiring. He taught us everything we needed to know about what would set us up for being responsible citizens. And I will never forget that because he was a wonderful teacher and he inspired so many of us in that class. And I would thank him for what he did with that. One of the funnest jobs I've ever had is looking at penguins and counting penguins. We used to go and weigh penguins and penguin chicks, and we were trying to work out what the impact of climate change was having on them or what was causing their numbers to reduce. So I still have the scars from little fluffy penguins, but it was a great job and I was very privileged to have been able to do it. This sector needs everybody. There is no one skill that people need. We need the most diverse group of people solving the problems of climate change and decarbonisation because we've got into this problem by having the same type of thinking. So the only skill I would say we need is people with enthusiasm and passion. Everything else you can learn and you can bring to it. We need to be listening to everybody's point of view equally and include everybody in the conversations, no matter where they're from, what their background is. Everybody needs to be heard. I hope that we start to understand that the planet is finite and that the impact we are having on the planet is significant and that we all have a role to play in reducing that impact. How much of IDRIC's work is theoretical and how much of it is practical? With any type of work, you have to start working out the theory first of all, because we need to know that whatever we're going to do in practice is going to work. But IDRIC really is very fundamentally a hands-on project, and we're really trying to work in partnership with lots of different industry partners across the various industry clusters to try and help them decarbonise. It really is on the cusp of making a difference and really trying to change something that I'm very passionate about and have been for decades. And this is an opportunity to actually, hopefully, make a change.